That bottle of extra virgin olive oil you just tossed into your shopping cart, it might be a lie. It might be chemically degraded sludge. It might be the exact opposite of the heart-healthy superfood you think you are buying. Stop what you are doing. Put the bottle down. We need to talk. Today, we are tearing the label off the industry. We are exposing the dirty secrets of the grocery store aisle that big corporations are praying you never figure out. We are looking at the hard data, the chemical analysis, and the government raids that have exposed a massive scandal in the olive oil market. We are reviewing 7 specific, highly popular brands of olive oil that Profico, the Federal Consumer Attorney's Office in Mexico, has flagged for failing quality standards. This isn't about flavor preference. This isn't about being a food snob. This is about fraud. This is about paying a premium price for a product that has chemically deteriorated into something that causes inflammation in your body rather than preventing it. And the most terrifying part, these bottles are sitting on the shelf right now under the fluorescent lights of the supermarket you shop at every single week. Are you ready to see the list? Are you ready to find out if you have been drizzling rancid, oxidized fat over your family's salad? Because by the end of this report, I am going to give you the 5-second checklist that will ensure you never get scammed in the oil aisle again. Let's open the black box of the olive oil industry. For years, we have been conditioned. We have been trained like Pavlov's dogs to believe that if a bottle says extra virgin, if it has a fancy European name, if it comes in a glass bottle, and if it costs a premium price, it must be liquid gold, it must be pure, it must be healthy. That is a lie. The Federal Consumer Attorney's Office ran a rigorous laboratory analysis on 45 different olive oil products. They tested everything from the dirt cheap generic brands to the gourmet bottles sold in high-end specialty stores. And do you know what they found? They found that 11 major brands failed the test. They did not pass the basic chemistry requirements to be sold as quality extra virgin olive oil. Now, understand the nuance here. They didn't fail because they were cut with soy oil or mixed with corn syrup. That is a different kind of fraud called adulteration. These brands failed because the oil inside the bottle was deteriorated. It was oxidized. It had a tendency toward rancidity. This is critical to understand. Olive oil is not wine. It does not get better with age. It is a fruit juice. It is the juice of the olive. And like any fresh juice, it is volatile. It is fragile. It is chemically unstable. Almost all the olive oil consumed in markets like Mexico is imported. It comes from Spain, Italy, Chile, or Argentina. That sounds romantic, doesn't it? Imported from Spain. But let me tell you what that actually means in logistical terms. It means that oil was pressed, bottled, and then put into a metal shipping container. It sat on a dock. It was loaded onto a ship. It spent 6 weeks crossing the Atlantic Ocean. Do you know how hot the inside of a shipping container gets in the middle of the ocean? Temperatures can soar above 40 or 50 degrees Celsius. That is baking heat. That oil is cooking in the bottle before it even reaches the port. Then it sits in customs in Veracruz or Manzanillo. Then it sits in a distribution warehouse that probably doesn't have climate control. Then it goes on a truck. Then it goes to the supermarket warehouse. By the time you see that bottle, it could be 8, 12, or 14 months old. It has traveled thousands of miles in uncontrolled conditions. And here is the science. Heat and time are the enemies of polyphenols. Polyphenols are the antioxidants, the magic compounds that fight cancer and heart disease. When olive oil is heated during transport, those polyphenols degrade, the chemical bonds break down, the oil begins to oxidize. Oxidation creates peroxides and aldehydes. These are compounds that taste rancid, like old crayons or wet cardboard, and biologically, they are pro-inflammatory. You are paying for an anti-inflammatory superfood, but because of the supply chain, you are buying a bottle of pro-inflammatory free radicals. And the supermarkets, they are complicit. In many stores, you see these bottles lined up under direct, harsh fluorescent lighting, or worse, near a window where the afternoon sun hits them. Light is the assassin of olive oil. Ultraviolet and visible light degrade the chlorophyll and antioxidants in a matter of days. That is why dark glass isn't a hipster aesthetic choice. It is a chemical necessity to protect the integrity of the product. So you are paying hundreds of pesos or dollars for a product that might have left the factory in perfect condition, but arrived in your hands as a chemical shadow of itself. Let's get to the list. Profeco identified specific brands that failed these parameters. These are brands you know, brands you trust, brands you probably have in your pantry right now. Brand number one, El Olivo. This brand looks humble, it looks local. It has a simple name, a simple label. You find it everywhere: Walmart, Soriana, corner stores. It targets the consumer who wants to make a healthy switch but is watching their budget. It sits in that dangerous middle ground, not the cheapest, but not expensive. It feels safe, but the lab tests said otherwise. El Olivo, extra virgin olive oil, failed to meet the quality parameters of the official norms. NMX F109 SCFI 2014. What does that translate to in plain English? It means the oil showed signs of deterioration, it was chemically unstable, it had a tendency to go rancid. It might be authentic olive oil, but by the time it reached the lab, it was already dying. If you have this bottle in your kitchen and you haven't opened it yet, take it back, demand a refund. If it's open, smell it. If it smells like Play-Doh or old paint, that is the smell of chemical death. Do not eat it. Rancid oil can cause heartburn, indigestion, and contributes to cellular aging. Brand number two, Golden Hills. This is the fake premium trap. Look at the name, Golden Hills. It sounds American or British. It has a gold label. It looks sophisticated. It sits on the shelf looking like a high-end import, but it failed the same tests. Golden Hills extra virgin olive oil was flagged for having a tendency toward deterioration and possible rancidity. This is a classic example of marketing over substance. The packaging is designed to make you feel like you are buying a superior product. The price point is set just high enough, around 150 to 250 pesos, to make you think if it costs more, it must be better. This is the psychological trick. We have been trained to associate price with quality, but in the world of olive oil distribution, price often just reflects the marketing budget and the profit margin, not the freshness of the juice. If the supply chain is broken, it doesn't matter how gold the label is. The oil inside is ruined. Brand number three, the olive growing in the Middle East. No, wait. Brand number three is actually very popular in Mexico. Wait, let's look at the organic trap. Profeco also flagged brands that use organic on the label, but failed freshness tests. Just because an olive was grown without pesticides doesn't mean the oil didn't rot in a shipping container. But let's talk about brand number three, Inez. This is the stealth brand. It's discreet. It doesn't scream at you. It's often found in the healthy section or near the gourmet items. It's priced competitively. Many people pick it up because it looks unassuming and honest. It feels like a smart, budget-conscious choice for everyday cooking. The verdict? Failed. Inez Extra. Virgin olive oil did not meet the stability parameters. Again, we are seeing a pattern of deterioration. This is the oil you buy on a Tuesday night when you run out and just need something to cook chicken with. You don't overthink it, you just grab it. But you are grabbing damaged goods. Brand number four, La Española. This is the big one. This is the shocker. La Española is an institution. It is one of the most recognized brands in the Spanish-speaking world. It has history, it has legacy. People buy it because their grandmothers bought it. It has the flag colors on the label. It screams tradition. Profeco stated that La Española extra virgin olive oil did not comply with quality standards due to possible deterioration and tendency toward rancidity. How is this possible? How can such a giant fail? This is proof that the problem isn't necessarily the factory. It's the logistics. La Española might produce millions of liters of high-quality oil in Spain. But if that oil is mistreated during the export process to Mexico, if it sits in hot warehouses, if the inventory turnover is slow in the supermarket, the quality evaporates. You are buying the brand La Española, but you are not getting the quality associated with that brand because the cold chain was broken. You are paying for nostalgia, but eating oxidation. Brand number five, Mission. This is a brand often found in regional chains and local markets. It's not as ubiquitous as the others, but it has a strong presence in certain states. It often markets itself as a solid mid-range option. It failed. Same story, deterioration and rancidity. Brand number six, Sevillano. This brand plays heavily on the rustic European aesthetic. The name evokes Seville, the heart of olive country. The label usually features old world imagery. It targets the consumer who wants something artisanal without paying artisanal prices. It's priced in the mid-range. The lab results showed it failed quality parameters. This is specifically deceptive because the branding promises an old world, careful, traditional product, but the chemical reality is a mass produced oil that hasn't been preserved correctly. Brand number 7, Ibarra. Another titan. Ibarra is everywhere. It has massive distribution, huge advertising budgets, and presence in TV cooking segments. It positions itself as the reliable, standard choice for Mexican families. Two versions of their oil, Ibarra olive oil and Ibarra extra virgin, failed the tests. When a brand this size fails, it is a wake up call. It proves that market dominance does not equal product integrity. They have the budget for commercials, but apparently the product sitting on the shelf is suffering. Consumers buy Ibarra because it feels like the safe bet. It's the brand everyone knows. But reliability in marketing does not mean reliability in chemistry. The scam of the supply chain. You need to understand why this is happening. It isn't always malicious blending, though that happens. It is often negligence. The extra virgin standard is a chemical snapshot at the moment of bottling. When it leaves the factory, it might be perfect. Acidity below 0.8%, peroxides low, tasting notes of grass and pepper. But the moment it enters the global logistics network, it starts dying. The consumer believes that imported means better. We think Spanish oil is inherently superior to local oil. That is a fallacy. Imported means it traveled. Imported means it suffered. Imported means time. A local oil produced in Baja California or central Mexico has a massive advantage: geography. It doesn't cross an ocean. It doesn't sit in customs for weeks. A fresh, locally produced oil that is only 3 months old will beat a premium imported Spanish oil that is 14 months old every single time. Freshness wins always. The Best Buy lie. Look at the back of the bottle. You see a Best Buy date or an expiration date. That date is usually 2 years from the time of bottling. It is a useless number. It is a legal fiction. If that bottle sits in the sun, it expires in 2 weeks, not 2 years. The date you need to find, and often they hide it or don't print it, is the harvest date or the bottling date. If you can't find when it was bottled, you are flying blind. If the bottle only gives you an expiration date, you have to do the math backward. If it expires in 2026, it was bottled in 2024. If you are buying it in late 2025, that oil is already old. The 5-second checklist to stop buying fake food. You are standing in the aisle. You are overwhelmed. There are 50 brands. Here is exactly what you do to protect yourself. Step 1, the glass test. Reach for the bottle. Is it clear glass? Put it back. Is it plastic? Put it back. Only buy extra virgin olive oil in dark, opaque glass or metal tins. Light is the enemy. Clear bottles are a sign that the manufacturer cares more about showing off the color of the product than protecting the nutrients inside. Step 2, the shelf location. Never take the first bottle on the row. That bottle has been staring at the fluorescent lights for days or weeks. Reach to the back, deep in the shadows of the shelf. Grab the bottle that has been hidden from the light. It's like buying milk. You want the coldest, freshest one from the back. Step 3, the date hunt. Flip the bottle. Ignore the Best Buy date. Look for a harvest date. If you see a harvest date within the last 12 months, buy it. That is the gold standard. If there is no harvest date, look for the bottling date. If it was bottled more than 6 months ago, be skeptical. If it was bottled more than a year ago, it is dead. Put it back. Step 4, the origin check. Don't be seduced by product of Italy or product of Spain if you don't know the brand's logistics. Consider local brands from your own region if available, like Baja olive oils in Mexico. They haven't traveled across the world in an oven. Step 5, the price reality check. If it looks too good to be true, it is. You cannot produce a liter of real Evo for 80 pesos. It requires kilos of olives to make a liter of oil. If the price is dirt cheap, it is likely old, refined, or a blend of low-quality oils masked as extra virgin. The home laboratory test. Let's say you already bought it. How do you know if you've been scammed? You become the scientist. The smell test. Pour a little oil into a glass, cup it with your hands to warm it up, swirl it, stick your nose right in there. Good. It should smell like fresh cut grass, green tomatoes, almonds, artichokes, or fruit. It should smell alive. Bad. If it smells like crayons, old putty, wet cardboard, or rancid nuts, it is bad. If it has no smell at all, it is flat and dead. The taste test. The cough. Take a sip. Slurp it to get air in your mouth. Swallow. The reaction. Real extra virgin olive oil contains oleocanthal. This compound mimics ibuprofen. It is an anti-inflammatory. When you swallow it, it should sting the back of your throat. It should make you want to cough. In the industry, we call it a 1 cough, 2 cough, or 3 cough oil. The failure. If it goes down smooth, like greasy water with 0 burn, 0 pepper, and 0 bitterness, it is either fake, refined, or so old that the medicinal properties have decayed completely. The bottom line. You have the power. These corporations rely on your ignorance. They rely on you grabbing the bottle with the prettiest picture of a Tuscan villa. They rely on you trusting the legacy of a brand name that hasn't guaranteed quality in years. Profeco did their job. They exposed the cracks in the system. Now you have to do yours. Check your pantry, check the dates, taste your oil. If it's rancid, don't eat it. Take it back to the store, demand quality. When we stop buying their oxidized garbage, they will be forced to fix their supply chains. They will be forced to treat this product with the respect it deserves. Until then, stay skeptical, stay vigilant, and stop eating fake food. Now, go check your kitchen right now. And if you found one of these brands in your cupboard, tell me in the comments. Let's expose this together.